Hi, my name is Caleb Lindsay, and this is going to be my week one submission for FTT 211, which is the stocker finishing and metalworking lab, where I'm just going to be like continuing on that Traditions Shenandoah muzzleloader lab. So today, let me see here. So first off, today is going to be June 4th, 2025. Let me go down here to our project. And today, or starting today, I'm probably going to take like 2 or 3 days to do this. Starting today, we're going to do application of the first coat of stain to the woodwork, or to the wood stock, excuse me. Final sanding of the stained stock, which is going to be after the last coat. Brass polishing, stock finish, evidence of stained sealed stock, and then evidence of polish. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to be finishing up this stock, and then I'll be cleaning up some brush. So the first thing I'm going to do, if you can see behind me here, I've got the stock all hung up. It's all sanded down. I'm going to go ahead and clean it with some isopropyl alcohol real quick. Isopropyl alcohol? I can't talk today, apparently. Yeah, isopropyl alcohol, which is just going to get all the debris, all that fine particulate matter from sanding. All that stuff is going to come off of it, and then I'll start on my first coat of stain. The first layer is on there, or the first coat, excuse me. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and let this dry for about 15 minutes, and then I'll come out here, wipe off the residual. I'll rub it down with some steel wool for a minute, just to kind of clean it up and sand it down just a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and start throwing on my second coat. In the meantime, I'm probably going to start on my brass, actually get that going. So what my plan is for the brass, I've got my rotary tool right here. And I've got a whole bunch of these little polishing wheels, if that focuses. Okay, since all this stuff's kind of small, I'll just use these polishing wheels right here, along with my my polishing, or my buff. And yeah, that's what I plan on doing now. Alright, so time for an update. So I'm actually done with my brass polishing already. What I did is I ended up, I kind of used a couple of different grits of sandpaper, starting with 1,000 grit, just to try to smooth everything up, and then I used a 1,500 grit, but I already threw that package away. But I used a 1,500 grit after that, and then I went to my rotary wheel, or my rotary tool with my little polishing pad. I went through about 4 polishing pads on that. I ended up using my polishing compound, just made for brass. I did about 3 passes on each of these, and I think they turned out pretty well, especially my butt plate. I like that. Toe plate looking pretty good. So along with that, the stock has dried with my first coat. Maybe if it'll focus. There we go. It is dried with my first coat. I went ahead and wiped it down, got all the residual off of it. I used some steel wool, this stuff right here, to kind of buff it a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and throw my next coat on there right now. Alright, so same process. I got my second coat on there. Just going to let it go ahead and dry. Then I'll come out here and do the same exact thing. Wipe it down, rub it down with the steel wool. And, oh yeah, another thing. I almost forgot. My ramrod. So that actually, the ramrod only has 1 coat on it right now. I'll go ahead and fix that and keep on moving on. Alright, welcome back. So I let this thing sit overnight. So it's day 2 of doing this now. This is now June 5th. Okay, and I'm probably not going to finish this until tomorrow. There we go. But, so just to recap, got all my brass finished. Actually really happy with how that turned out. Super shiny everywhere. I've got 3 layers of stain on this right now. So what I'm going to do, I let it sit overnight, is I'll go ahead and hit it with the steel wool. And then I'm going to start working on that true oil. I'm going to do 3 layers of true oil. And it'll be the same process. So I'll put the true oil on there. I'm going to let it dry for about 2, maybe 3 hours. Then I'll come out here with the steel wool, rub it down, and then put another layer, and I'll do that total about 3 times. Alright, so steel wool first, and then we'll get into true oil. Alright, so I got the first coat of this true oil on the buttstock, or on the stock, excuse me. Turns out I don't like having this on my hands. I even after washing them pretty thoroughly, it's like sticky in between my fingers, and I'm not a fan of that. But it's all good. First coat is done. I'll give it about 2 hours. I'll come out here, rub it down with double-aught steel, and then go ahead and put the second coat on. Okay, so we are ready for the last coat on this thing. One thing I noticed is that, like the second coat, I felt like I had to use it like a whole lot less of the true oil. And so I'm assuming that I'll have even less this time, or this go around. But it's kind of hard to see this way. It's getting dark outside. But if it focuses, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. So one last coat of the true oil, and then I'll let it rest probably all night tonight, and then I'll pick this back up in the morning and start sealing it. Alright, so this is now day 3. I was at work all day today, so it's kind of later in the evening. So this thing's actually been sitting here for almost 24 hours curing. I got my 3 coats of true oil on there. It is very smooth. It feels great. It's not sticky at all. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and wipe it down with my double-aught steel real quick, this stuff. And then I bought a wax that I'll put in the video here in just a second. But I got a wax to go ahead and seal all of this in, and then it will be good to go. Alright, I'll be back in just a second. So I went ahead and I rubbed it all down with that double-aught steel. I still think it's looking pretty good. I feel like the stain didn't quite get as much on this side of the buttstock, but I actually really like it a lot for some reason. Anyways, one thing that I started finding, and I didn't want it to affect the fit and finish of this rifle or anything, but I found a whole bunch of that true oil built up in all these spots, like right here where the butt plate would sit in there, and then right down here for the trigger guard, and then, oh, excuse me, and there for the trigger assembly, or the trigger guard as well. I don't know, I started finding all this stuff built up, so what I did is I just scraped it out, and I made sure real quick that everything was going to fit still, which it does. So my next thing that I need to get done is I'm going to go ahead and apply this right here, this Renaissance microcrystalline wax polish, okay, just to seal it all in. So I'll go ahead and start doing that right now. Alright, so I used that wax. It actually dried really fast. Wasn't expecting that. And then afterwards, all I did was I just buffed it out a little bit, and I think we are done. There we go. And it's got a real good shine to it now. I like it. I don't think this turned out too bad.